How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the top skins in the workshop this week, and, well, we've got a burlap set to start you off. This is the Wolf Burlap set, and, yeah, it's a redo of an older version just to kind of fix out the fur and skin and so forth, and, yeah, there you go. The whole thing looks like it's been kind of skinned from a wolf, very creepily. You definitely have to love that. It fits Rust very well. Next, we've got continuation in the Raven set with the vest and pants to go along with it. So we did get the hood and poncho, or, well, mask I should say. So hey, maybe we will get the rest. We'll just have to see. It would be nice to always get a completion on some skin sets. Next, we've got a bandana combo with a poncho for you, and these have kind of a mesh camo thing going on for the forest. And yes, it's definitely something that fits really well into the military-esque kind of feel of Rust. And I can see a lot of people wanting to grab this one for some early camo. Speaking of camo, we've got some more here with the Desert Camo Poncho for you, and yeah, this one's basically some camo netting, just like you may see laying around at the Desert Military Base. So hey, that kind of makes sense, you know? You can just tear some off and try to hide on in there. Next, we've got a polar poncho for you with the Polar Bear fur by Vlek. And yeah, it's got lots of little straps here and there. The rest of it is a nice chunk of polar bear fur. You can even see part of the bear kind of skin over here. It looks like the bear was scratched by another bear, doing some polar bear on polar bear fighting, I guess. Next, we've got a hoodie and pants set for you that are quite vintage looking. And well, that's the name for the set. It's the Tracksuit Vintage Set by Jessen. And as you can see, it's got some retro colors that fit right into, or out of Miami Vice, I should say. And there you have it. Next, we've got a little grungier set for you. This is the Stick Man hoodie. And yeah, the whole thing just kind of looks like it's made out of junk and old clothes. And as you can see, it has the line of the little stick character drawn on over it. It almost looks like grid paper, which I think is the whole idea there anyway. So definitely a funny, goofy idea that fits the more odd side of Rust. Next, we've got road sign set for you. It's called the Apostate set by Multi-Hat, and as you can see here, it's got all sorts of cool zippers and pouches and so forth, and then this bright red kind of vampire-y, teethy skull going on. You've got the same kind of teeth thing of the design going on here with lots of flames and so forth. More flames going around on the back. And yeah, it's just a nice stark contrast of that usual kind of dark colors with a bright red. Next, we've got a couple of metal chest piece and face masks for you. This is the first one. It's the Gorilla set by Le Saint. And yeah, it's, well, you dressed up like a gorilla. You even have little banana ammo going on along there, and a peel on your head just in case. So definitely a funny one. Like the little banana bandolier, for sure. Last but not least, we have a Gothic Warlord set for you from Navram, and as you can see, it has these kind of like runes kind of carved into it. It's a very bright, shiny kind of metal. Some more designs there in the back, as well as if we take a look at the back of the metal face mask itself. Definitely a nice design. Alright, next up we have our deployables. Starting off, we got a sleeping bag for you this week, and it is part of the Toxic Wolf set. And yeah, it kind of looks like there's the jaws just coming straight through the bag, biting through it. I think that's kind of a cool little idea. It's a little bit different than what you usually would have, and then you can just slip on in here to what looks like a pretty breathable sleeping bag. It is also something you would expect to glow, but it is not a glowing skin. Then we've got a couple furnaces for you. The first one here looks like an old glass bottle, and it is the Wine and Dine furnace by Neville. So there you go. You got a nice wicker basket right alongside with it. Then, if we go ahead and head on over here, we've got the Frog Furnace version 2. This one doesn't have a crown, some other stuff, and is literally just a screaming, angry frog. I love that tonsil in the back. Yeah, it's definitely funny. So we'll be sure to check these out here once we can hit the lights. Then we've got ourselves a box for you, and this one is the Blackjack box. It's Lucky Box, and it has two different versions. Basically, they do both glow, and they just kind of have slight color differentiations. You can check out the other version down in the description where I have a link to the workshop. Then over here, we've got this very epic looking industrial kind of military-esque reinforced locker for you. And yeah, there you go. It kind of has a bit of a Arctic camo thing with a little bit of military kind of colors going alongside with it there. Then we've got doors, doors, doors. Starting out, we've got our first door, the bunkered door. And yeah, it actually looks like it's one of those kind of slide open doors, and it has like a hand scanner, and well, you know, last person that tried probably didn't make it through. It also has kind of a nice lighting to it, so we'll be able to check that out here shortly. Next, we've got a Raider's Paradise of a door. This is the Explosive Arsenal door by Sodenser, and as you can see, it's a rack of rockets with a rocket launcher and some C4 and everything, all just, you know, on display there, so to say. Then moving on, we've got continuation in the Constellation set with the Sheet Metal door. Then over here, we've got the little Blackjack computer by Sad Happy, and yeah, they just went ahead and took the Blackjack guy from the train card and turned him into a happy little door. Then over here, we've got kind of a scrapped together, very Rust-esque door for you. It is the Metal Wrecked door by 9K. Then over here, we've got another sheet metal door for you. This is the Armentarium, I believe, sheet metal door by Mnemonic Man. Then we've got three double doors for you this week. Starting out, we've got the Demonic Raven double door by Morpheus. And the single door is out there, so I could possibly see a lot of people wanting to go ahead and grab the double door. Then over here, we've got something a little bit different, and it is the Lightbox double door. And yeah, this is always kind of a fun little idea to play around light boxes. And man, it's a shame we can't animate things with skins in Rust, but definitely is a cool little idea once it hits the lights. Then over here, we've got a nice padded door for you. It is the Science-Based double door by Oasis. Then we've got a couple of garage doors for you. The first one here is the Look Behind garage door, and yeah, it just kind of has like one of those big old spheres to, you know, one-way kind of mirror things, and I wish they worked like a one-way mirror. That'd be really cool, but of course that isn't kind of a thing in Rust. The only issue with this one and a few of the other ones this week is that they don't look like they could potentially roll upright, but sometimes cool-looking doors get past that, so we'll just have to see. Same kind of thing applies here to this amazing looking clock right here. This is the About Time garage door by Stabby, and as you can see, it just is a beautiful, beautiful design. You got all the inner workings of a clock, and it has some beautiful glow to go alongside with it. And then you've got the sun and the moon in case you don't know how to tell what time of day it is. Then over here, you've got this crazy spider board skull creature thing. This is the Intruder garage door by Kiva Who. Then we've got an eye that is watching. This is the All-Seeing Garage door by Shinu. Definitely a creepy kind of graffiti street vibe going on there. Then, in case you want to really label where things are, or maybe throw some people off from where your real loot is, you've got the Smelted Guns garage door by Shedmon. And man, it really does look like there's some lava just straight coming through there. Then we've got one armor door for you. It's a continuation in the Cold Hunter set by MDE, and of course is therefore the Cold Hunter double armor door. So let's go ahead and kill the lights here, and as you can see, it does not glow, but of course that lava does right here. As well, we've got some glow on all of these with the art here. Beautiful glow on that clock. Then we can head on down to the light box door. So there's the little pattern there. The glow on the demonic ravens. And this kind of has like a construction light kind of glow to it going on. And then you've got the green glow of the little blackjack vendor. And of course that classic kind of rounded out shape to the Constellations door. And boom, it really, really looks like a vending machine for rockets, you know. And there's the kind of, just the little lights at the top there and the hand scanner. Then you've got some nice little fluorescent lights in the middle of the locker here to help you find it. We'll take a little spin around the box here. There we go. Then next we've got our two furnaces. You got your angry frog, man. Look at him. Look at him screaming in pain. I mean, I think I would too if I was that much on fire, right? And then we've got this beautiful little glow coming off around this one here. There you go. There it is. Next up, we've got our tools and weapons. Starting out, we've got this cool little hammer from Little Ranger and Team. And yeah, it's just a little robot. It's the Rusty Robot Hammer. So there you go. And if you're wondering, it does have a glow, so we can go ahead and kill the light real quick. And there it is. He's got a little red light at the top and some glow around the eyes. It's actually a very cool little effect to a building hammer. Next, we've got a rock for you. And this one is all sorts of nuclear reactor crystals, I guess. And yeah, there you go. Probably not something you want to be holding, but hey, you know, maybe an added bonus for bashing in heads there. Of course there isn't really, but hey, you gotta have some fun with it. And of course, it too has quite the glow going along. Next up, we've got a tool set for you. And these have a nice kind of aqua color going on with them. This is the Thorn set by Odyssey. And yeah, as you can see here, it has some beautiful thorns. And it's nicely wrapped around the hilt there. And of course, we've got the matching pick, which has a lot more thorns and kind of growth on it. Then we've got a couple of metal tool sets for you. This one, of course, is the Glistener set. This is the version 2, and as you can see, it has some kind of like more tape and stuff going on. A little more details and design to it, and I think it looks a little more high-res, honestly, as well. And of course, you gotta have that matching pick. Next up, we've got a gun tool for you. This is the axe gun. I like the idea there. And it's one of those things where you've got a couple of shells loaded in there, and when you press it up against, it's pressure triggered and would shoot you with some shotgun shells through the top of the actual tool there. Definitely a cool idea, and something that would honestly fit into Rust if it was real. So hey, or you know, it would fit into Rust as an actual item. It is a real idea. I don't know if I've never really seen it attached to a hatchet or anything, but I've definitely seen pressure guns. So there you go. Then we've got a little icicle for you here, and it is, well, just that icicle by Clark. So there you go. It does have some similar colorations to the Cold Hunter set, so do not confuse it with that there. Then we've got a couple bows for you. Starting off, we've got a continuation of the Stump set with the Stump Bow. And as you can see, it's got some kind of little glowy looking eyes there. As you aim down the sights, you can see all the roots that the bow is made up of, but it does not actually glow. They're just kind of bright looking eyes. Then moving on, we've got another bow for you. This one is a little more techie looking. This is the Greed Hunting Bow. There's two versions, a cutout and a not cutout version, so you can actually see the cutout there at the top of the bow. And if you want to see the alt version, you can always check in the workshop link in the video description. Then we've got another bow for you. I said there was a couple, right? And this one also has kind of a plant thing going on. It's got kind of like a hand-carved thing, and then the rest kind of has some vines wrapped around it. This is the Grimy Bow by MKE. Next, we've got some more bows for you, and this one is actually pretty cool. It is kind of like a police bow. It is the Patrol Bow by Cirque, and as you can see, it has like patrol lights on it. Go ahead and aim down the sights, and the question is going to be, does it glow? And it actually does. So that might not be the best for, you know, not giving away your area at night, but it is a very cool little design to the bow, for sure. Then moving on, we've got another bow for you, and this one's a little more on the tribal side. This is the Aztec Hunter Bow by Debsky, and as you can see, it's got some hand-painted art there, as well as a bit of clay carving, it looks like. There we go. Then we've got Nyoka for you, which is, of course, if you can't tell, from the Low Poly set. So there you go, Low Poly Nyoka. Then we've got a Revy for you, and this one's all sorts of cracked up. This is the Hot Crystal Revolver. So it looks kind of like, you know, cracked crystal. There you go. Aiming down the sights, we've got a little skull there. And we'll go ahead and pop a reload for you. Then we've got a couple pythons. The first one here is red hot at the tip. This is the Lucky Python by Demon. And yeah, as you can see, it's just got that red hot tip and kind of like an emerald grip and pretty much solid gold look to the rest of it. And the sight does look like it glows, but it does not. But the tip of the gun itself does. So see, no glow sight, but definitely a hot glowing tip. Then if we go ahead and move along, we've got a Thompson for you here. And it is the albino Thompson. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to catch on. Again, white, we've got kind of like an all-white set. I know the whiteout set has like grays and stuff. But, you know, this has some shades to it as well. So, I don't know, one way or another. Sound off, again, how you guys feel about that. Next, we've got some more Tommies for you. This one is bright and shiny. Don't hold it too much in the sun the wrong way, or you might not be able to see who you're shooting at. This is the Silver Age Thompson. And man, it is all sorts of chromed out. Then we've got a more kind of tropical vibe going on here with this Thompson Aloha by Pretext. This whole thing just looks like it sat somewhere on the beach for a while. It's kind of faded, but yeah, it definitely has some friendly little vibes going on. Aiming down the sights here, you've got white versus the light blue tip. Then we've got another Tommy for you, and this one has all sorts of kind of like spider creatures all over it. This is the Flying Souls Thompson. There you go. They might just be kind of spidery looking demons. I'm not sure. One way or another, one stares right at you as you aim down the sights here. And you've got a bit of a red tip there to the black sights. Then we've got a couple of customs for you. Starting out, we've got this emerald one for you. This is the SMG Emerald by Sedonks. And there you go. Definitely has kind of like a clean cut look, but with that still kind of like emerald crusted look to it. Then you've got a nice little emerald there with an emerald tip sight. Then we've got another custom for you, and this one has some beautiful art on the side. This is the Calm Time custom by Frog. And yeah, it's just got some little art of some eyes and so forth going on. There's another kind of dreamy eye staring back at you as you aim at the sights there. And there's that reload. Then we've got an MP5 for you that is got a friendly little froggy on it. This is the Frog King MP5 by Chester. And yeah, you can see the silly little frog. And then the whole thing is this kind of like a very worn looking MP5. You've got kind of a mossy green sight going on there. And there we go for the reload. Next, we've got some AKs for you. Starting out, we've got the Sports Classic AK by Zimic. And yeah, it just has a very kind of like esportsy kind of vibe to it. Definitely see that getting a lot of people interested there. And it is a bright, bright color. Aiming down the sights, you've got red versus that kind of neon yellow. Then we've got another AK for you, and this has a little more kind of an art going on with it. This is the Rebel Rage AR by Igor. And yeah, you got kind of what looks like, is that brass knuckles, I think, there at the end. And definitely kind of nice faded look to it. I can't quite talk today. And definitely looks worn and faded. And then you've got the red and black sights there. And there's that reload. Next, we've got a very artsy AK for you. It has that Plague Doctor and some crows going along on the side. And, well, there it's named the Plague Doctor AK. So, there you go. Aiming down the sights here, you've got a very faded in kind of purple eye there. And a purple and black sight. Next, we've got an LR for you. And this one is all sorts of clean. This is the Ultralight LR by Avenbrow. And yeah, man, it just has this very nice military-esque look to it. Very clean, has that kind of lightweight look exactly pulled off with, you know, the carvings there. And then you've got a very dark red sight versus the black rings there. Next, we've got an L96 for you, and it's kind of a goofy idea. This is the Mercenary L96. And yeah, it just kind of has like a yellow camo thing going on. I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of simple, but it kind of reminds me of the cubes from Mario. I don't know. One way or another, there you go. Kind of a simple design, yet nice. Then lastly, we've got a satchel charge for you, and this is the Explosion Cookbook Satchel by Milo. And yeah, bestseller, mind-blowing recipes. There you go. You've got some sausages in a can at the top there, I think. So there we have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Sound off down in the comment section below which ones you're hoping to make it in this next week the most and why. Always love hearing that from you. And, well, I hope you guys are enjoying your Rust Wipe. If you're playing, stay rusty and have a good one.